In this lesson, we're going to walk you through customizing templates for your brand using a Change Media co-post and how to properly export your design for marketing purposes. Now, if you're new to Canva, you haven't checked out our previous lessons, we highly recommend you do so. There's about 4 lessons before this that go over everything that you're going to need to know to successfully, kind of go through this video. If you don't have Canva yet, you can use the link that is in the description to sign up. It is free, however, that link will give you a free trial of the Pro account, which I highly recommend paying for. It is just so worth it. With that, we're going to get right into customizing a template. I already have a template that I've pulled up. If you are in the membership, there is an option to select customize Canva templates on any of our pages, and you can just click through. It'll bring you to a page to access the template, and then you just select start editing, and it'll pull you into a document in the design editor like this that has all of the templates in there. Now, kind of showing you all of the templates that are available in your specific design, you're going to go to the bottom right and select grid view. Now on grid view, you're going to see all of the pages that are within that specific template that you opened. Now this one just has 3 just to keep it nice and simple, and this is a great option for you if you are looking to customize a month's worth of posts. We typically give you a few different options, so this way if you are designing all at the same time, you can remove any posts you no longer want by selecting them and clicking the delete button, which is either under that specific image, or you can click the delete button on the top right under the download and the 3 dots. Now, this is also a great feature, the grid view, if you have a ton of templates or post designs in here. They call them pages in Canva, and you want to go to a specific one. So if I scroll and click out of this grid view, I'm brought to page 1. Let's say I want to jump to page 3 pretty quickly. I can click this grid view, select page 3, double click it, and it will pop it and open that page up for me. So that grid view is a great feature for you to utilize if you want to take a look at all of the pages that a specific template has in its design. Now, the little percentage next to the grid view is the different zoom features that you have. If you're looking to design something, you can fill the page, fit it, which it's currently set at, or you can use the percentages to go to a specific zoom. Then there's this feature that is the 2 little arrows, and that's to actually present the design as a full screen page, and it's great if you're doing maybe a presentation or you want to see what the design looks on a larger scale screen if you are on a smaller computer. Now going back to these designs, I am just going to go to the first page here, and we're just going to start customizing this design to the Branding for Change Media Co. just because that's the easiest. So I'm going to click Styles on the left sidebar. Now if you aren't familiar with the brand kit or you haven't checked out that lesson, go a few lessons back and check out the brand template or brand kit lesson. It's a really quick kind of tutorial on how you can create a brand kit for yourself and utilize it so that it's easier for you to customize or design anything in Canva. Now this canvas size is already set to kind of some of our branding, but I just want to switch it up slightly. So I'm just going to click this CMC color palette that I have, and it will automatically shuffle those colors for me. Now, typically I kind of have a set style, so this is a way for you to shuffle if you're looking for something specific. You're going to want to actually just go into the individual color. So I'm going to go to this background and click the color palette up here. Whoops. And change that color to the background that I would like. So for this one, let's test out this color. Then in terms of the brand kit headings, I can actually click this, but it does change all of them slightly, and I don't want everything changed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo that, and I'm just going to go into here and change this to my brand fonts that I like. And I can actually make that smaller or larger depending on what I personally like. We're gonna make this size 300. And I like to use all capitals or uppercase. So I'm gonna select the uppercase, and I'm gonna change that go. We're gonna center that here. As you can see, I'm just modifying it so that it matches my brand. Now, if you liked what it looked like before, you can keep that, no problem whatsoever. A lot of people like to keep that just because they may not have a branding style. But as you can see, I'm just trying to make this a little bit more like me. So I'm just gonna go in here, and I'm still going into editing these. Just changing those fonts. We're gonna go and add a business name or logo. So I'm gonna go to the folder section, select shared with you, and go to logos. And I'm gonna go in here. I'm actually going to add this logo on here just so you guys can see. And because this logo does have more of the blue color, I am actually going to change these. I just highlighted and selected them all so that I could easily change them. Let's go back in there. I want to make sure I select these dots in the middle so that I'm changing those. And I'm actually going to change the color of the steps. I think I'm going to make them this kind of darker tan color. And you know what? I want to change I actually want to change everything just so you guys can see what it looks like. So I selected the color, and at the very bottom of this color palette, do you see this button or this little checkbox that says change all blank to blank? So if I select this, just so you guys know, it's going to change all text that is black to this color that I have selected. Now, keep in mind that it changes it on every single page you have in the design. So as you can look at this page, look what happens if I select it. It changes every single design that I have to be that color. So something to keep in mind: if you don't want everything changed, just don't utilize that function. However, it does come in handy if you're changing a lot of things. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to update this so that it's my colors that I like. And I'm going to change this to blue. And, oh, I missed one. And I'm going to change these as well. I think there's also there we go. I was going to say it was like a slight glitch, but I think it's there now. Okay, so there's the post. This is what it currently looks like. Actually might make this a little bit larger and this smaller. I'm going to hover and select both of these and go to position, and I'm going to click center and move them over so that it's centered with the page, and now they are centered on top of each other. And move this up because I do like when it's slightly over. And there we go. So I just customized this entire design. Let's show you guys what it looks like from what we previously had. Okay, so I added it back in here. This is what the original template looked like, and this is what it currently looks like. So you can add your branding to literally any template, and it just makes it so it's your own. So that's how you do it. I just wanted to show you guys. It looks so much better in terms of matching my brand, and it's just a really easy tool to use to customize a template. And you wouldn't even think that it's necessarily the same template unless you saw them side by side. So that's how you customize a template, and we're gonna do that with this next one as well. We're gonna start with just kind of looking at the image. I can see that there's an overlay on here, and this overlay has a color, so we can go in here and change the color of that to match our branding. Actually, I'm going to keep it that color, and let's see. Let's that. Let's add a line in here. Make the line weight slightly bigger. Decrease the size of this line. And let's put that in here. Let's left justify this and move it to the side. And like I said, any of these options you can modify for what makes sense for you. So move that, and I'm actually just going to keep it like that. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Whoops. I'm going to select that. Whoops. Alrighty, so back to that lock feature. I'm going to lock this element so that it doesn't get messed up when I'm moving this stuff. And I'm going to make this slightly bigger and move it over. Then I'm going to go to this line and make it slightly larger so that it's off the page. And alrighty, so here is the updated design. I think I'm going to make this slightly smaller so that it matches the branding. And I actually really like the look of this. I think I might rotate this. Let's see what it looks like. No. I think we're going to keep that the way it was. Looked a little bit better. So there's how you update that one. So it looks much different than the original. Let's look back at that. Alrighty, before we look at that one, let's just add a logo in here. Let's see what this looks like. Not sure if we'll like that logo. Let's add a little bit different color into here. And we're probably gonna put it in this corner as well. There we go. So it's a very different style than the original one we had, but I just wanted to show you that you can customize something to where it looks a little different. It doesn't always have to look exactly like the template that you start out with, which was this. So just a little bit different, a little bit more simple, probably less of the feminine look, but it still looks nice and clean. So just to keep that in mind. Now, I'm going to actually show you one other thing on the design editor in terms of customizing templates for your brand, and that is animation before we export. So on this post, I'm going to show you how to animate it. As you can see, I'm going to the animation button up here, and there are different options on here. Now, there are some options that are only available with the Pro, but there is some options that you can do on the free account. So here's this block one, which I don't love. The fade one is pretty cool. I think the breathe one is probably going to be what we want. So we're going to make that last for, let's say 7 seconds. So let's see what that looks like. Let's go into here. All right, here we go, just so we can see that specific post. So that's how it looks. And remember, I set it for a pretty long time, so it does look slightly different. Let's decrease that to maybe a couple seconds, and there we go. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to export. So exporting is pretty easy on here, but you're going to want to make sure you export for the right file. On the download button at the top right, you're going to see the different options. So because this is animated, it is going to be exported as an MP4, which is the suggested one, as you can see. And you're going to want to go click that specific page, which is page 3, and you can see that right above the post. Right above the page design, it says page 3, and you can even add a page title onto it, comment, etc. So you're going to click done, and you're going to be able to download that. Now let's say that you wanted to download a different post. Let's say you wanted to download this page on here, which is page 1. You're going to click file type. You're going to click PNG, which is the highest quality possible, and then you're going to select page 1 on here and remove page 3. That's how you can download it. Now, if you wanted to download all of them, just note that you can only download in one file type at a time. So if you download as a PNG file for all of these pages, you're going to download it. It's going to click a zip file, and there's going to be no animation available. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're exporting, that the file type does matter, and it really ensures that you understand what you're actually downloading for the correct platform. So I typically use PNGs for anything on social media or sending to a client. JPEGs are great if you are making sure that you have like the least amount, the smallest size possible for files on your website. So if you are creating blog posts or whatnot, you're going to want to use JPEG. The most important part of the JPEG is that you ensure that the quality is still high and that the size that you are utilizing is the proper size and not too small and not too large. A PDF is great if you're going to be sharing links to anything. As we showed you in a previous video on elements, you can add a link to any element or text that can be clickable if someone feels the need to include that in a PDF. SVG is only available for Canva Pro, and this is great for vectors. So if you are a designer, you can export as an SVG, and then it's great to print, send to your printer to be able to make sure that's high quality. MP4 is just for video, and then the GIF or GIF version, however you would like to say that. So that's how you download and export. That's how you customize templates for your brand. And we didn't really get into too much of how to change a photo, but it's pretty simple. You just go to your photos, and if you're already on a template, all you do is drag and drop into there. So super easy. Really easy to use. If you have additional questions, please feel free to send us a message or drop us a comment on this lesson if you're on YouTube, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. And after all of this, this sums up all of our lessons for the Canva 101 mini course. I hope that it was helpful to you, especially if you're new to Canva. This course is really supposed to be geared towards those people that have never used Canva before, or maybe you have and just haven't really dived a little bit deeper into it, or maybe you're in the membership and you're just trying to understand how to customize a template because it might be new to you, and templates are slightly different than utilizing just the design function within it. So if you have questions, let us know, and we hope that we helped. Have a great day.